because often life poses the questions at the beginning and the answers come later. That would be my approach. If a person was to be given answers at the beginning, then they wouldn't be allowed to dissect, analyze their own answers. People should be able to come up with their own answers and believe their response. They're basically saying that if I'm told what to believe rather than experiencing it and then coming up with the answers, kind of explains the mystery of life, doesn't it? Like we get to choose between evil and good, to do the good, although we've all experienced evil and suffered evil. We get that opportunity to choose the good and do the good. The next part is, if a believer knows heaven is real, what is his sense of responsibility to advise others in advance about the kingdom? That is my burden. If a believer believes Christ warned about hell, then what is our responsibility? Hell exists in all the religions, so what is our responsibility and our response to those forewarnings? The next part is, what is a soul worth? How much time should be taken to research and learn about what having a soul entails in eternity? Several factors influence our ability to think clear. Factors include our influences, the way we come up with answers, our habits, our desires to fit in the past and in the present, our compromises, our own beliefs, how we came up with them, like I said, our current culture, past culture, our subcultures, neighborhoods, the state, country we live in, the city, our age, the important events in the past and the present, what's occurring day to day, our hurts and our pains, our traumas. All these affect us, affect how we see the world, how we think. Not being only reactive to life, but actually taking initiative and thinking reasonably. Thinking with purpose begins with known origins of our beliefs, as opposed to hand-me-downs or just shared beliefs or groupthink. So, why do I believe what I believe? That I experience enough apart from groupthink, apart from what I'm supposed to believe or what people expect me to believe? Is this really what I believe? Like for me, once I was convinced that Christ was the answer and He was the way to live, then that separated me from all the bad groups. The next part is my concern for unbelievers and dismissing of heaven or hell. The burden of proof lays on disproving either heaven or hell. Otherwise, one is accountable for either negligence, ignorance. So a person says, "Oh, there is no hell. You just made a claim that there's no hell, so disprove it." Basically, the point is, heaven and hell have a longer history than we can ever imagine ourselves to have a history. More than what we know about ourselves and our friends and everything we know, heaven and hell have a longer history. So why wouldn't we pay attention to that? The next part, the God that exists is perfect and without error. Therefore, it is expected of us to understand that we are accountable. If we decide that this world is an accident without purpose, then we invent our own purpose for our own self-gratification, and we dismiss a higher purpose, then we fail God. We can, however, understand that life does have purpose beyond our understanding. Evidently, we didn't create the sun or the air or the water, nor anything that we use for survival for our benefits. The perfection of God is evident in so many things that we see day to day. Our eyes, our hearts, our body, our nervous system. We look at how everything's controlled, the climate, People can plan vacations, expect to go to work the next Monday. Everything. It's predictable. God hasn't made it so impossible that we can question His perfection. The eclipse, the solar and the lunar eclipse. I saw one the other day, and the precision of God is written all over it. The sun doesn't burn us, the ocean, like we're accountable for all this. Like if we see God's perfection, we were born, we're alive, we survived, we have the freedom to think clear, we breathe in air that we don't buy, we drink water, all these things. Like we can live on survival mode and just live off of the land. Like we can do that, and basically it's because of God. I mean, we have God to thank for that. We're accountable for this, for seeing His perfection and utilizing everything. People charge each other for services and food and things, but everything comes from the earth. And who owns the earth? God owns the earth. If we were to say, no, someone else owns the earth, where's the evidence for that? Christ has the largest amount of evidence. Christ has the largest amount of evidence that He is the boss, the owner. He is Christ the Lord. He is God. There's no other. Who else? Who else besides Christ?